Hello everyone and welcome to the Sketchbook tour. If you can't tell, this is a very tiny itty-bitty sketchbook, and I've been keeping this one around for a while. I've actually drawn in it for like maybe 2 or 3 years at this point. But anyways, I'm Crystal, and today we're going to be going through this thing. I've never actually done a sketchbook tour before, but I thought this one would be a really good one to do first. I think I've drawn about this is my last page. I'll just give you the last page sneak peek. Yeah, that happens. Other than just shapes and beat stuff, let's get right into looking at the first page. This book was actually given to me by my friend Jack, which is why he drew a little Garfield for me. I'm using a webcam for the cameras, and if something looks really bad or blurry and I can't hold it up right, here's a picture of whatever I'm holding right now. But anyways, this is the first page. I tried drawing stuff on the back. This is Lilac here. If you have the lighting weird, then you can actually see the other drawing on the other page. So I just decided to draw on just this page. This is like a little comic I was doing with Crystal and Christina. They have beef, but not really. Their lore is so confusing, but I love them. I was going to toy with the idea where she could actually come into the real world, but with her lore, I feel like it's funny if she's just stuck in the void and she's just able to look into the real world without being able to interact with it as much. And also it gives the more haunting factor, like that one animation that I made. She also never needs to eat food. This is a random thing. She eats food for fun and the taste of it, but she doesn't need food to live. It looks like Jack strikes again with the Tommy box. Oh yeah, whenever I go out to work or I'm in town or something, or just literally doing anything but staying at home, I would draw in this book basically. But if you can't see it, I posted this a really long time ago, but it's basically Dimitri, Crystal, and Allison all in one room. Dimitri playing with portals, sticking his arm through. Crystal loses her focus because Allison wants to show off that she got espresso, and his arm gets stuck in the wall. I have it continued I think a few more pages, but basically they get stuck in the back rooms. Intermission, we have semi-realistic Allison. I liked this old style that I had, but at the same time it was everybody looked the same with the eyes and everything and the body type, so I was I need difference. But yeah, here's the rest of that comic. Also, do not do this where you smush 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12 frames on a paper that's literally the size of my hand. Don't do that. You'll see this. This gets worse. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Oh my gosh, Patchy! I haven't made a model sheet for him, but I'm definitely putting him on Art Fight. Look at him. He is a Cuphead character that I made. I do have a Cuphead AU. It's not really an AU. It goes with the storyline I have for Crystal, because I have it to where she's trying to find out who she is by going through different dimensions because she has the power to do that. She meets Buttercream and Mocha. I love them so much. I kind of have it follow the game storyline, which is why I haven't really worked on it that much. The beginning is different and the ending is different, and a little bit of the middle is different. Minty, which is actually Crystal, meets Cuphead Mugman with Buttercream and Mocha. They save Chalice from the monument, whatchamathingy, and whenever they all get gifts, Minty gets super strength. Buttercream is able to do these orb. I don't really know what her power is. It's kind of like fire, but it's not really. It's just kind of like a weapon that she can just summon. And then Mocha doesn't get anything, but actually she does. She gets little basket that she was holding, turns into this, and he is basically infinite storage space dog. And plus, he's like a little guy to keep him company, especially while the others that are older and able to fight more, she's over there being able to heal them up with potions and stuff. I love Patchy. He's the best boy. Minty, are you okay? No. I was either going through a rough patch or I was man, life is lifing today, so I just draw my character's face planting, and this was just a little scratch to get my pencil sharper. Oh no, this comic. This is a bunch of lore that I have fit into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages. This was a very, 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 very lore-heavy comic that I made in this itty-bitty book. I'll go ahead and let you look at the pictures as they slowly scroll on screen while I rant. I really, really want to redo this comic and make it digital and pretty. This introduces the new character Lexi. Long story short, Crystal came back from an adventure, was really tired because her powers, once she uses them so much, it makes her tired, so she collapsed on the couch. Lexi wanted to try something. Lexi is one of those people where, like, she has the ability to, like, make anything. She's very techie, but she's also, like, doesn't know how to socialize. She has a lot of fun messing around with, like, Crystal doing, like, techie, sciencey things, and Crystal hates it, but I think it was a funny dynamic. Lexi somehow gets into Crystal's mind while she's asleep, and she's like, I wanted to help you get those memories back that were, like, really fuzzy. Crystal has no idea where she came from, so viewing those memories, you would be able to, like, maybe see where she came from. This is kind of what this is going over, and also this is how she met her brother Cassin, and then she was adopted by Aunt Kate and Uncle Sam. Currently in this comic, we're in the future, not the past, so, yeah, her guardians are both gone. Sorry. It gives character development. We also have this intermission comic, which was one of my friends while I was on a trip, and I wanted to draw them, like, messing with each other. We're doing an intermission between the comic. I'll get to explaining the rest of it. From Missing Home, this is kind of like a just, thanks guys, after, tragedy happens. This is a little comic thing at the bottom, which I thought it would be funny if Crystal if she doesn't use her powers enough, she will literally just shut down, which I think I have it canon already in my lore. Crystal wasn't able to use her powers enough for like a month or something, and then she got really sick. Had a little intervene with Christina and used her powers accidentally while she was asleep, and then she got better. I drew this with one of my friends while I was at a coffee shop. This is supposedly Garfield as like a security breach animatronic character, and he got a little plate of lasagna. If somebody actually wants to make Garfield an animatronic character from like Security Breach and use this design, go for it. Speaking of funny sketches, this is having 4 people on one page. Because there was me, one of my friends, Fruit Salad, Jack, and I think even Allison was on this page too. This is the result. Okay, back to this comic. So Lexi helps her kind of see all of the memories that she had before. She's like, recall your memories that you got while you were in the world of Minecraft, because she's originally from the world of Minecraft, which is why the comic that I'm making that explains her lore is called Missing Home, because they actually get stuck in the world of Minecraft and then she finds out her origins. But Lexi helps her kind of like patch these memories together, and they were actually kind of connected to her first memory. So once they do that, Lexi plays the sequence and all of the memories match up, and she's able to see everything that kind of happened. One thing that is like very important about this comic is because you actually get to see what her parents look like. Yeah! I actually really like this design, even for me drawing it really small. His design, I have their old designs right here. Yeah, her name's Adeline, and his name is Zachary. These are Crystal's parents. Whoa! The memory links up to where she's like, wait, no, the parents are leaving, but they were leaving her for good reason. I won't spoil it, but if you know who this guy is, he's the issue to all of her problems. This is the last page that I have in this book, but I actually continued this in my other sketchbook, which actually led to this picture. It's very sweet. It's really cool. I really want to finish it and make the comic frames not look like this. So smushed. Oh yes, this is whenever the second Sonic movie came out, I think. And just some little funny doodles and such. And I think this was whenever the last episode of Murder Drones came out. I think I post some of these, but not like really. But yes, the Bite Me soundtrack. I remember this comic. If you give a Crystal a chicken plush, she will take it. I forgot that I made this thing. I made it into a digital art piece. It was for like an assignment. I think it turned out pretty good. JSAB, geometry sketches. I love this picture. Oh, we finally got the new design. Woo! The bow turned into the wings, but that just kind of, it didn't really work. This was me kind of like straying away from like, I kind of want a different design. Everybody has their hoodie age, and I think my hoodie age is finally over. Now I'm just zipped up jacket girl. But yeah, this is Pix, her wings that kind of appear whenever. Pix appears in the Missing Home comic near the end for unknown reasons. Yeah, they have beef with each other because Pix wants to do stuff and Crystal is like, no. I think I was going to make this the introduction to the final phase of like my character lore. It was this story and then the final story, because this story led to the final thing that led to the final story. It kind of involves the glitch text thing. I thought it would be cool to have like Crystal go into this universe so that way she can literally figure out her past and also kind of where her parents are, possibly. This is kind of like Crystal on the bird, because I have it to where in this universe she's actually a glitch, because you know they hunt glitches and they're just like, ah, oh, we got some Esmeralda trauma going on. Esmeralda is originally a gacha character, and then she gets pulled into the real world and her world kind of like falls apart or anything. Nothing too serious. Oh no, not you. This is the I'm totally not making like a storyboard for her like right now. I am overall so happy with her design, but animating her, no. We do not like animating her. She's very hard to animate, but she's very fun to draw. I love her little water dress. Way better than the original design. Oh yeah, we have art block. Secret thingy idea, it's a ring. We have blocked the art. The art block has been blocked, and we have a little... Oh, I forgot about this thing in the corner. I was bored one day while I was at a party, so I was like, you know what, flip book. I was testing out ideas for if I wanted the hair up with the new design or not, and just kind of like figuring out how that would work. And also, lilac. Not much to say about this one, just like little sketches. My sketches turn out a lot better than like my digital ones, I feel like. I just like being able to draw like on paper. And black and white just is so much fun. I figured out that I actually really like charcoal because of this. This was the Elmo fire thing. Another crystal laying down because it's a life hard. And then Esmeralda, but Evil AU. We have some lore to go with this. This is Evil AU, where we get to shadow Esmeralda. She is a knight in training or a guard in training. And this is in the Evil AU where after Crystina opens up all of the portals everywhere, like in the insane animation, one of the portals leads to Frisia? There. Crystina gets to meet Allison, who is queen, and she looks kind of, you know, evil, and she's also evil in her own way. Once the portals open everywhere, both Crystina and Allison are partners, or they work together in order to, like, gain control over all universes, because Allison wants control over power, and then Crystina was like, I want everything to be together, because all of these worlds are all separated. I have a story written out kind of for it, but basically this is the introduction to Esmeralda, who was kind of kidnapped. A lot of people get kidnapped and then kind of turned into militia army people, and Esmeralda was one of them. Cue the digital heartbeat by Imagine Dragons, because there's a 5-minute lore idea with that and I don't have time for it. But yeah, basically this was a comic that I drew a little while ago. Kind of a revamp of an old one that I did. Esmeralda meets Lexi and Cassin, and Esmeralda realizes that Lexi and Cassin are prisoners of Crystina. And I didn't really get that far, but he has some beef. Crystina took Crystal's body, basically. So he wants to make sure that Lexi is okay, because Lexi is basically the only person that he has left. The ending of this comic is very sad, if I get to it. Oh no, this is even more sad! I don't know why I like these two beefing so much. There's this one scene from Steven Universe Future. I'm not good enough! I'm just not good enough for Pink! Something like that, and I wanted to draw a little storyboard of that. Crystina is the one who actually knows that there is a creator of everything, and Crystal doesn't, but she got yeeted into the void because basically Crystal took her place. She wasn't good to animate, so that's why I changed my character design, and now I kind of have it as lore, and I think it's pretty cool. I still need to work out the ghost designs. Crystina had like a lot of friends whenever she was in her past life, and then once she tries to kill Crystal, she sees that she has like her friends behind Crystal, which kind of makes her go like, uh-oh, I shouldn't have killed her. Sorry, I got so distracted with this. I actually made this recently, but you know what meme this is. Yeah, this finishes up the little Spinel comic thing. Spinel's meltdown like matches her personality so much. Here's some character designs for the Evil AU again. Yay! I need to actually like draw these out on paper a little bit better, but basically this is Esmeralda, nice and pristine because she's a guard, and then he is a little bit more dirty. He helps with like welding and stuff, like just the heavy lifting with Lexi, because Crystina stole Cassin and Lexi from their world and imprisoned them because Crystina knows that Lexi makes weapons or has the ability to make weapons, and since literally they're taking over the world, they need weapons. These two are in charge of mass producing weapons, or at least making the prototypes, which are then mass produced and then given to the people who are actually going to fight. I kind of have her as a character because I think it would be cool to like see what would happen if like the dimensions were torn and everything and she would turn into like a good fighter. But also she gets a seed of doubt because she actually sees Christina visit these two. She actually sees the other side of Christina because Christina is only like one way. She's like very happy, kind of insane, kind of like the Collector in a way, very childish. But then Esmeralda gets to see like the darker side of how she treats these two, which is like, ooh. Oh my gosh, this picture. I need to make this digital right now. If you don't know what this picture is from, it's from Murder Drones. It was like after the finale premiered, or like they had the music video. They had this picture, and I thought it would be hilarious to have all of our characters. Esmeralda's taking the photo. Alice and Dimitri are beefing. Liam is the one who's like the dad, and then this is like N and Uzi, but in place it's just Cassin and Crystal. I really like this idea. I recommend you guys putting your OCs in this pose. It's so funny. Now we get to the newest AU that I've made for my Just Shapes and Beats story. This is a story once told. Lilac is actually born as a child, like she's supposed to. In Shattered Past, she's actually fully grown, which is unusual and not actually supposed to happen, which gives like Cyan and everybody a start because it's like, who is this grown shape in the castle? So I have it a little bit different to where she actually chooses to free Blixer, and he kind of becomes her like caretaker in a way. This is the other little half of the comic. This is the picture that I actually used to make that one picture I posted recently. If you didn't know, whenever she's a baby, she has her colors, but whenever Blixer steals her, I did that one stream where I did a bunch of pictures, basically. Blixer eventually was like, you know what? I don't want this little child to grow up with these heroes. The heroes may have done something to his kind. Something like genocide or something. They both go to the caverns, which if you haven't seen some parts of the comic that I've posted already, where Nyx is introduced. The Chromes are still alive, some of them are. They just decided to go live in the caverns, and so they lose their sight and they all their skin turns white. Her skin can never really turn white, and she can never lose her vision because she has like the power of a hero. Meanwhile, they just have some sort of like strength / like stronger form that they can turn into, which the heroes call the monstrous form. This is the picture that I drew for the stream. I have 3 different versions of them. For this comic, I actually want it to be like drawn fully from my sketchbook, and it'll be sketchbook size. This one I'm actually going to make it traditional comic size. I asked on Tumblr, and then I also asked on YouTube. YouTube said traditional, and then Tumblr said sketchbook size. I still wanted to know what you guys thought, so that's why I'm making this one traditional comic size, which is very skinny, and then this one could be fully sketchbook size, which is like really wide. I think you'll both like these stories. I haven't worked on anything for this one though. I just kind of like her design, and I just animated her for the giggles. Thank you, Arctic Fox, for actually making this design. It is so peak. I hope you're okay with me using it still. This was me trying to make some more little things. Little baby. She's just a little baby. I love her so much. Oh, and we're on to the last page. This is actually going to be for an animation idea I have with the new AU. Story Once Told is kind of like the bad ending. Shattered Past is kind of like the good ending. Wait, there's still one last thing. Here's the little thing in the corner. It's just a little ball bounce, nothing too special. I still do have some extra pages in here, and I still take it to whenever I'm like going to work or whatever. This thing is just really handy. I recommend getting one. Thank you so much, Jack, for giving me this. It has been the craziest little sketchbook. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this little sketchbook tour and listening to me rant. I'm finally getting to the point where I can actually feel comfortable showing off my drawings. I don't know about the storytime animation. For every fiber in my being does not want to animate the rest of it on Flip-A-Clip, so I'm thinking of actually animating the rest of it on Krita. I just wanted to get this video out before the end of the year, but also thank you so much for 1,000. 1,030 actually. How did you guys get here? Go check out the Origins Hardcore series if you haven't already. I'm mostly just going to be editing that this winter. I just don't really have the motivation to do any animations at the moment, so that's why I wanted to show you guys this little sketchbook. Anywho, thank you so much for being here. Have a great Merry Christmas. Goodbye!
Da 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 da.